I own a fair bit of cars in this game, you know. I've got a big garage. I've got a couple big garages actually. Now, I've had supercars sitting in here because, well, speed. You need speed in this game. So I figured it would be pretty fun if I were to go ahead and rate all my supercars as of right now. Because I couldn't do all the cars because that's too much work and I'm lazy. However, I do have cars, supercars specifically, that I have in smaller quantities as opposed to sports cars or any other car really. Maybe not any other car, but supercars are just kind of like the median here. So I've compiled a list and rating and reasons to why the cars have that rating. So let's get started with that, and if you guys like it, or if any of you like it, I will go ahead and maybe make a sports list or something of my top favorite cars, or maybe I'll go over the sports list and then you can see what I like about the sports cars that I own. So let's start this out with the Nero. Now, already, the Nero pops are, listen to this. Just nice. The speed's pretty fast in the game. I mean, this is like my go-to was my go-to supercar back when I did supercar races. Now I don't really even touch races all that much now. I'm just kind of driving around for the most part. But yeah, and I mean, the car looks good with the color especially. Let me pull over to the side of the road. I'm reading this off my phone because I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, the color of the car looks nice, and I feel like the body design also looks fairly nice. I'm not the biggest, you better not even hit me. I'm not the biggest fan of like the vents or anything up front. Like I see that it's got like 2 performance vents here, and it's got some side vents right here. And I mean, obviously they're necessary, but like, I don't know, they just don't go with me. And you get some compliments with it too. So very nice. And then I'd say it's a pretty good like speedy car too. I mean, I think I've already said that. But I do have one flaw with this car, and that problem is that it scratches too easily. Because like usually on that bump with some cars I would maybe get like a little bit of a scratch, but let's like crawl into this one. Alright. Obviously you get a scratch in there, and I think I hit in the same place, but you can see some more damage there. So yeah, it's a little bit of a downside there, is that it scratches and dents fairly easily, but you know, that's not going to deter me. It's a nice car. So my final rating, let's see. I give it about an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a nice car. Coming up next, we have the Autark. I believe that's what it's called, the Autark. Hopefully. Probably butchering it, but let's get in this and listen. Ooh, that zipper sound and exhaust pipe out the back at the engine startup. That engine sounds very nice. Now, when we get on the road, you'll see the one flaw that I have with it. I mean, there are a couple, but let me just show you one of them. I don't like that tire spin. I get it. It's a fast car. It's got some high rotations, you know. It needs a little bit of time to charge itself, but when I'm going from a standstill stop right here to just whipping the ground like that, I mean, I don't really have that much of a problem with it. But it's like when you're in a race, it's kind of annoying when you're just kind of gassing it there. Because I mean, like, sure, I could start up slow and then move up. But it's like, no. When I'm in that race setting, I want to... It's not that bad. I mean, I've definitely seen worse with it, but I don't know. It's just kind of annoying. Because I know that a lot of like the sports cars that I have, they don't do that. Usually some of them are pretty off the line, especially some of the supercars that I have. Those are fairly off the line very quickly, mainly the electric ones, which we'll get to later. But yeah, and another problem that I have with it is that, you know, it just doesn't look the best. I won the car at the casino, so I mean it was free. Yeah, I'm not gonna sell it. It's a supercar. It's a free supercar. Why would I sell it? Because I can't even get any money off of it, so why not just keep it? But yeah, I just don't like how it looks. One, the mirrors look really thick. That's the first time I've actually noticed this right now, is those mirrors are really thick. I could put my hand in there. Second, just the body of it just doesn't look the best to me. I don't know, it just doesn't look the best to me at all. And I don't like how it's like open. That's a scream. I don't like how it's open right there, like where the tires are. I don't know why, it just bothers me a little bit, especially since you can see that the tire's phasing into the body. Where is it? Oh, I thought it was. Maybe it's like just barely hitting it, but then you're gonna get some scratches and some scrapes in there. But it does handle fairly well, so I will give it that. And it is extremely nice in turning into corners. Let's see if I can find one. Whoops. I'll go over for this one. But it is nice to turning into corners, except I am like dog shit at turning into corners. Just take my word for it. It just turns nicely into corners like that, kind of. Other than that, I'd say that my final rating on the Autark is like a 6.5. You know, it's got its qualities, but like just some bits of it I am not the biggest fan of. So yeah, take a 6.5 and then get back in the garage because, I don't know, maybe I'll take you out sometime. Are you kidding? Why? I didn't do anything. That was entirely their fault. Next up, we got the Banshee right here. I think this is a 900R. So we get the Banshee here. So let's just start off the bat with, one, it's got a huge front, but two, it's got a huge ass. Damn. Alright, let's get into it. This is one flaw. It sounds like I'm blowing into an aluminum can with like a hole poked down the other end by a screwdriver. Let's head out here. So, you know, it does have its qualities, and the cops are gone. What? That's so strange. Alright, never mind. But it does have its qualities, seeing as, well, it's pretty fast. You know, it's a nice fast car. So it's got that quality. Alright, and I mean the engine sounds okay when you're going at like higher speeds. Just the startup just is like not like that. But if you get an aluminum soda can or something, I don't have any because I don't drink soda, but if I ever do find some can, I will gladly blow into it. And that is how they probably made the Banshee startup engine sound. So yeah, I mean, another thing is it slides pretty well. You know, it's easy to control the slide too on it. So it's nice to slide around a little bit. Easy to get used to. I mean, I know a lot of people say that it's like a hard drift car. I don't think I drift with it. I feel like I just power slide with this thing. I don't think I'm anywhere near drifting level. I think it's just I can slide a Banshee around. Not really that impressive, but I'll take it. Final rating on the Banshee though, that is probably going to come out to a 7.8 on the Banshee right here. Coming up next, we got the Taipan right here. Ooh, look at that. Let's hop in here. Just listen. I like the startup. I just like the startup. Alright, let's get this bad boy on the road. Now, one thing that I will say about the looks of this thing is that there's a huge cable on the back right here. There's just a cable on the back. But the pops on this thing are nice. I like the popping of the, you know, it just sounds nice. Right there. Engine sounds nice. Big port on the back. You know, I could plug a couple chargers in there. You know, charge as I drive. Sounds like a good deal there. So it actually has a fairly nice body on it. I like how it just looks. Especially with the color too. I think that the red and black look really nice with this one. So yeah, it's a nice body right here. Problem with this one is that it dents and scratches fairly easily, as you can probably see, right? Oh! Okay, well that didn't... Alright, well what if we try this, going at small speed? Okay. Now then we get into this, then you get a little chip there, but that's kind of like not a really big surprise, so maybe take away that I said that and I'll give it a higher rating. Alright, you know, I like it. I like it. Maybe it was just one time that it scratched pretty easily when I just hit something, like tapped it. But yeah, especially when you're driving this thing around, I've noticed that just by the community that you get a lot of compliments. And what in the name of hell happened here? Okay. There you go. But you do get a lot of compliments for driving this thing. I don't really bring it to, like, if there's ever a car meet around here, Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but I'll never like bring this out. It'll just be like I'm driving, just kind of sliding around on it, because it slides kind of nicely. So usually I'll just be kind of sliding around, having some fun on it, and somebody will say, hey, nice car. And I've noticed that it's gotten more compliments than any other car that I've had, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I'd say that this car, the Taipan right here, I give it a 9.3 rating. Looks nice, gets a lot of compliments. Yeah, it's just a nice fun car. Coming up next, we have the Cyclone here. Now, the Cyclone, it's an electric. Hop in. Turn on. It's just a flick of a light switch in there. But you'd be surprised on that flip of a light switch, because that just unlocked a mini jet. Listen to this. Cops thinking they can catch me, not in the mini jet they can't. This car accelerates quick. Very quick, as a matter of fact. So, it accelerates quick, that's great. It slides really nicely. I love sliding around this thing, especially if there's an open road somewhere. I like doing the 360s on this because it has, since it's battery powered, you can do some nice 360s on it and get right back on the straight line, which I think that it's very fun to do. And then especially because the backing up is also pretty fast, and that's just the oh, ooh. Okay, that was okay. But yeah, so backing up's pretty fast, going forward is pretty fast, just an all-around fun car. However, the whining of the jet is the whining of the little mini jet. I can't drive this thing for too long, otherwise I get a headache, because oh my god, that mini little jet in the back there. When I've got my headphones turned up and I don't have any music on or something, I just hear it. If we eliminate the little whiny jet back there, it'd definitely get higher. But I will say that if I don't have music, we'll count it. So that's one thing. Another thing is that it scratches pretty easily. And then, I mean, it goes 0 to 60 in 1 second. Look at this. Let's hop into here. Let's hop into first person. Let's go our 0, 1. There it is. Maybe like almost 2 seconds, but you get the point. It's fast. However, just because of that little whine sound, I'm gonna have to give it an 8.4, and the fact that it scratches fairly easily from when I tested it. And it's also, I mean, yeah, those dents don't look that bad. Those dents don't look that good. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.4. Fairly nice car. Could use a little engine tune though. A little bit of, or not an engine tune. A little bit of a battery de-whining. Moving up, we have my Karen Sultan RS here, the Rally Sport Master here. Look at this. It sounds pretty nice. It's a nice sounding startup car. It's a nice sounding driving car. It's fast. Listen to this. It sounds great. It's fast. I mean, from what it looks like, it's pretty fast. Look at that. And the car just looks amazing. That was your fault. You shouldn't have gone. But yeah, I mean, sure, I was speeding, but I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful sliding machine too. Now, I don't heavily mod out my cars. I mean, you could say my cars look extremely bland. I do not care. I like my cars how they are. So, shut the hell up if you want me to change them or something. I don't care. But yeah, so it's a very fun, slidey car. Honestly, if I saw this on the road, I'd probably cream my pants. I'd probably cream myself if I saw this. One of my favorite cars to drive around in this game. However, I'm not a big fan of the side exhaust on the side, and the back looks a little weird. Like, especially when you're driving it like this. But when you hop out and you just kind of look around, it doesn't look all that bad. And I'm also not a big fan of the hood scoop up top. I know that it's necessary, but like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the hood scoop up top. So, my final rating for this is, I'm probably going to have to say an 8.2 out of 10. It's a nice car. Could use little fixes if there was more customization for me at least. Coming up next, we get the Krieger. I think that's how you say it. Krieger? Krieger? I don't know, I don't care. Anyway, listen to that startup. Ooh, that was amazing. Anyway, it looks like a bug. However, the car is pretty quick. Look at this. You know, if GTA gave some accurate like horses under the hood, I'd be pretty content with that. I'd like to see what's under these, because I know that if you do any testing in here, it's probably going to be inaccurate, and I'm not good at math, so yeah. However, it is pretty fast. The exhaust pops. Listen to these. I like them. I think they're really nice, and it's also a nicely designed car. There is one flaw, and I feel like that little vent, this little intake vent up at the top here, it just looks a little weird in my opinion. But that's just me. But I mean, like, still, even with it, the body looks nice and all that. I mean, it would look nice if it was not there, I guess. I don't know, but I guess that's one characteristic of the car. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, keep it, but in the end, you know, it's just kind of there because you need it. I don't know where I'm getting into this. Anyway, my final rating for this car, I'm probably going to give it an 8.0, just an 8 flat here. It's a fun car to drive, handles fairly well, but that, I feel like, oh, that vent up top, that intake there, it's just all in your face, and that's mostly what you see. I feel like it, with a flat top on it, would just look a lot better, but I know that's necessary. So 8.0. Coming up next, we get the 𝙬𝙧. Bean can blow and start. Come on. Anyway, let me just start with something. I know that this is a track car here. You know, you got the tow hook over there. It's a track car, but by God, is the back ugly, and same with that big ass wing. Ew, I don't like the big wing on. I only like certain wings. Like, if you see, like, a lot of people when they bring their cars to like car meets or something, they've got these huge ass wings on them, and I don't know why. I don't like the huge ass wings. I'm only a fan of like some wings, or wings when they're like necessary on cars. I'm not part of the big wang thing. I don't like the wings. You can see on a lot of my cars, I actually don't have wings for a majority of my cars. And that's just because I don't like them all that much. But the exhaust pops, they're pretty nice. I do like the exhaust pops in here. Once again, not a huge wing fan. And I will say that this car is pretty nimble when it comes to just like turning, getting through things. I mean, that's what you kind of want with a little race car here. You want your car to be nimble. You want it to be able to turn well. You know? It's a nice, nimble car. However, the back just looks like dog shit, and same with the big-ass wing on the back. But, you know, it is a track car. It is not really much of a street car, so I give you that point. However, final rating for the 𝙬𝙧 is a 6.1. Also, I think I got this at, like, the casino, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't really buy this if I had the choice, so I believe I got it at the casino. And the last car on the list, this holds a soft spot in my heart. This is actually the first supercar that I have bought, and I believe one of my first ever cars that I've bought. 4 years ago, I think, I bought the Entity XF. The engine sounds great. The popping sounds great. The turning is pretty nice. Handbrake turning, a little slippery, but it's okay. It's not really the best there, but I mean, handbrake, maybe I was just kind of shit at the first one. We'll go and say that it's okay. So, great turning. The back looks cool. I like the piping right here, and like the little wire to keep the pipes in there. I just think it looks nice. However, the front, though the front looks nice and comfortable, I don't know. It looks a little weird to me. The front. It looks comfortable. Like if I go right here, it looks like a comfortable front. Like if I happen to first person. Very comfortable front in here. However, it just looks so weird. It looks like it's too far front. And that's one thing that I don't like about it. However, since it does have a soft spot in my heart, I am going to give it a 9.0. But if it didn't have a soft spot in my heart, I'd probably give it like an 8.4 or something. And that's only mainly because when I get a side view of this thing, it's just, it doesn't look right. It's so far up front. And it just looks so far up front to me. However, that's going to be it for my car review here. So those are my supercars. Let me know if you want to see my sports cars. Also, don't pay attention to that. That thing's like the shitmobile. It's my, I don't know why I have that. Anyway, don't look at it. That's going to be it for today's video here. Let me know if you want to see a sports car edition with this one, because I've got a lot of the sports cars. I've got a lot of cars in the sports class, sports classic class. I'd count those too. But if you want to see my rating with those, just tell me or something. Leave a like on this. If it gets views, I'll probably do it. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know if you liked it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'm rambling. It's late. I'm tired. Anyway, I will hope to see all of you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.